Hello my little lovebirds, TonyaTko here, and this is video 2 of 3. In the first video we talked about the conclusion of that story, The War on Sex, where that guy was trying to get that girl, and I found it. Should I restart this video? No, I'm gonna keep going. I made a faux pas. Listen, in the first video we talked about the story with that young lady who was hard to get because she had been hurt, and the guy and what he did to break through her barrier, and what the conclusion to that story was and is. And it is, you go see if it ended. You know what? I talked in that video about body language. Look at my face. Even the way I talk about it. Go see whether or not it ended all right. You can tell from my face that it didn't. That's when, listen, we got to listen to body language. Okay. In this video, we're going to talk about when no sometimes means yes or no means force me. That's what we're going to talk about in this video. Then, in the third video, it's the video for men. And we're going to talk about the number 2 reason men get used. And that's an inability to control your lust. That's video number 3. So let's jump right into video number 2. All right. Yesterday, I read a comment on my video which disturbed me greatly. I read that and I was so angry. I was so angry I tried to push part of it out of my mind. But remember when I told you guys that my videos lead up to somewhere. Hey, chest, baby. I've been wanting to get to this video for a long time. I talked in the first video about chess and how move 1, 2, 3 will lead you to a certain place. I happen to be a very analytical woman, and I happen to love playing chess. So here we go. I've been wanting to get to this video because this is a problem that I've been seeing for some time. And it all starts with the dysfunctional view and attitudes that we have, both men and women, about sex. Yes, sex. Sexuality, a woman's sexuality, and a woman's worth. I want you to come to video number 3, where, cause see, in this video I'm not showing it, but in the next video where I have the girls out, I want you to just take a look. I want you to take a look at the ire and the anger that people will say and spew in the comments. You expect me to listen to you? You got all them boobs. They're angry. They will be angry. Because of society and the way that we feel about a woman and her sexuality. Let's go on, because I think that not only men are confused, but I think that women are confused too. I started this series a few weeks ago when I first started talking about rape. Let me let that sink in. Rape. We started talking about rape. And here I am again, and we are going to delve a little bit further deeper into rape when it happens among dates. Now, you know, I think that this problem is society-wide and not just only in our society, but I'm hoping that the people that this video reaches, that I'll be able to plant a seed in your mind which will blossom and grow and set us free. We're in the 21st century. Let's talk. The guy made a comment about this relationship that he's in with this young lady. They are friends and only friends. They've been friends for 5 years. He was talking about the friend zone and how he's gotten trapped in the friend zone. She's taken him on vacation with him, in which she spent the same night in the hotel room with him, where they got drunk and fell asleep, and she was toying with him and all of this, and then he tried to make his move and she got angry and was barking at him the next day, or however, I don't remember the whole comment because it was so much and it made me angry. But basically the whole story is that she's been, she's been teasing him and taunting him and, putting him in these positions and these predicaments where the line is gray. Now, let me talk about his responsibility in it, because he was like, all of his guy friends are like, you're stupid, you should have. She got drunk one night with him and they was like, you stupid, she was sending you all the right signals, you should have hit. Let me say this for the record out loud. Listen, boys, men, don't you ever put your penis in a woman once she's been drinking. Did you hear me? Don't put your penis in there, my brother. Don't do it to yourself. Because no means no. Absent of yes does not mean yes. You have to get clear and explicit consent before you go forward. And I'm going to tell you what the problem is and why I think that a lot of people are confused. I think a lot of people are confused because, number one, good girls don't really want it. So basically, this is angering me because there's so much that I need to talk about. Let me calm down and take it slowly. Good girls don't say yes willingly. They got to be tricked. They got to be convinced. And so even women know this. So we know that we have to play a certain amount of hard to get in order to get respect. Now, you see, part of the problem with this is that sometimes people don't know just how hard to get a person is. Is that person hard to get, or they're just not interested? You know, there's a huge line between being hard to get and a woman being impossible to keep. And if you feel like you have to trick her, twist her arm, force her, harangue her, harass her, or stalk her into being with you, that's not the woman that you should be with. Don't play this game. And I told this guy yesterday in the comments, don't play these stupid games with these stupid women playing with fire. Because if a woman wants you, listen, put her to task. Let her say that she wants you. Make her beg for it. You know what? Listen, if a woman really wants it, you won't have to, oh God. I'm about to use profanity here today. Lord, first time. You can tell I'm upset. I'm trying to hold it together. And I feel like I'm not making any sense. I feel like I'm rambling because there's so much that I want to say. Let me... You know what? I think that it's a common known tactic out there in the dating world that no might not necessarily mean no. No just means try harder, so that, you know, so that men find themselves in a predicament in which they're with a young lady and they're not really sure if she really wants it. So they keep trying and trying and trying harder, so much so that it feels like he's ripping off her effing clothes, ripping her clothes, holding her down, and trying to get in. Listen, honey, it should not feel like a struggle to have intercourse. No, golly. You ripping and pulling on her clothes. Come on, let me get in, let me get in, let me, oh, come on. It should not have to be that way. A woman who wants to have intercourse with you should open up her legs and let you in. If you feel like you got to maneuver her legs and push her legs apart and she's holding them closed and you got to rustle her down, hold her. No, we're entering into sticky territory here. We're entering into sticky territory. And you know what? The part of the problem is that men and women both play into this. There was this young lady who I got into this back and forth discussion with. Because even after I'd said all of this in the video, if a woman is all the way up here and you feel like you have to harangue her, chase her down, and force her to get with you, she does not want you. And this silly girl, yeah, I'm calling you silly. What? This silly girl comes into the comments and she says, it's just a matter of how I've been raised. In my family, we were taught, and it's not that I am playing hard to get, it's that I am. And because and he has to prove him. Listen, baby, if he has to force you, listen to the word force, there's a problem. Either with you or with that situation, there's a problem. Hear me. It should not feel like force, men and women. Dating is supposed to be fun. Dating is amazing. It's a ritual. It's a wonderful time to get to know one another. And you should be pairing yourself up with a person who wants you to. And if this girl is too mentally immature to know that she should want you or behave in a manner that's at least open to you, there's nothing. Communication is key. Listen, there's nothing wrong with saying, listen, I'm interested in you, but I need to get to know you better. I need you to show me that you really want me. Nothing wrong with that. All of that, no, stop calling me. All of that, no, if you don't listen, you hanging up on people, not answering the phone and all. No, it should not have to be like that. He should not have to harangue you for a date, for a chance. And I implore you, men, find someone else. Find someone who's at a stage of her life of maturity to be able to be open to the possibilities of being with a person like you. If it feels like dental work, God, I went and I got my tooth pulled one time and they had to hold me back in the chair and pull that tooth out. It was a horrifying experience. If it has to feel like that, if you feel like you have to wrestle, hey, listen, let me use the word wrangle. If you feel like you have to wrangle a relationship out of this woman, leave it alone. Leave it alone. Find somebody else with some mutuality. And then that's how we're going to end up in video number 3. Where we start talking about how this opposition compiled with your lust gets you stuck in a vicious cycle, going round and round and round, where you are chasing down a person who doesn't want to be with you. And I asked this guy on Facebook yesterday, and I'm sorry to have embarrassed you, but I asked him whether or not he was sure that that was his girl and not somebody else's woman. Because you know what ends up happening is you get yourself in a situation with a woman who don't really want you, who ain't really attracted to you. And the problem is that she doesn't even know that she's supposed to be attracted to. Then what ends up happening is she sees some big buff body boy, some brawny dude in the future. The next thing you know, that person who you had to try so hard to get is getting split wide open by some dude with some banging abs and some big muscles and no money, and who didn't have to do half the things that you had to do, or none of what you had to do, just based off of lust alone. This is why I'm saying, ladies, and let me tell you this, you should feel a sense of attraction towards that man. People ask me why I'm not married. God, it wasn't right for me at the times that it came to me. It wasn't right for me. You should want to be, and you know, and I was so young. Turn this down. I was so young that even I didn't understand, but something about it just didn't feel right. You know, and the thing is that this particular, the very first person who wanted to marry me, he was willing to marry a woman who did not want to be with him intimately. He was willing to marry me. And I'm like, and now that I'm a woman, I understand what it's like to want a man. But the thing is that he was willing to get into a lifelong union with a person who could not kiss him, who could not open herself to him, and a person who showed visible signs of not really being into him. He wanted to marry me because I was hard to get, because I wasn't easy. But God, baby, listen, if I oh, honey, listen to me. Oh, hear me. Hear me. Because right now there's a man out there who's trying to get with a woman who doesn't want him. And he doesn't understand that she's never, ever, 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 ever going to want you. And you have to know when, where, and why. You have to know the signs to look out for. Oh, and it's sad because you know what, I'm a woman and I understand, you know, first of all, women are such nurturing beings. If you're with a woman who can't nurture and love you and meet you at least 1/4 of the way, hard to get should only exist in the beginning of the relationship. Only in the beginning, where you have to prove yourself, prove yourself worthy. Prove that you really want her and that you're not playing games. In the beginning, she'll play hard to get. But once you've gotten in, the relationship needs to be mutual. It needs to be, I don't want to say 50-50 because there are different roles that people play with different facets of the relationship where one thing may be 45-55. One thing maybe, you know, this, that, and the other, but you guys have to be complement and it has to feel congruent. It has to feel congruent. You know what? Oh goodness, I went through so many emotions in this video because this is something that's very near and dear to me. Because it's like, you know what, we don't get an instruction manual when it comes to dating. We don't. And there's a lot of tricks and games and plays out there. And we have to listen to our instinct. We have to ask the questions. I guarantee you, listen, come from this video. Come off of the video and talk to your mate. Ask them, do you really like me? What is it that you like about me? And if the person is hemming and hawing and can't really come up with something, you have your answer right there. You know, and then the fact that you even have to ask shows that there's a problem. Because somebody who's really into you, you'll know. You'll know because that person will want to be an active part of your life. Remember, in order for a chase to happen, somebody has to be running. Pursue in the beginning to get in, to get to know a person, because a woman should have a barrier up so that you prove that you're worth getting in. A woman should have a barrier. But if that barrier is a brick wall, it should be a force field where you take your time slowly and get to know a person. And we need to talk all about the friend zone, because jamming yourself directly into the friend zone without letting this woman know that you are interested in her as a woman is the wrong thing to do. You have to let her know that you are interested in her, but you want to, that you're willing to get to know her. That sexual, romantic interest should always be there. Part of the problem is, and we're going to talk about this in the friend zone video, part of the problem is that you don't want to be like every other guy. So you end up acting like one of the girls. And you should never be one of the girls. I can't do that friend zone video today, but you know what? Listen. Come meet me over at video number 3. I have 30 minutes before my appointment and I need to change my outfit before my meeting because I don't want to get all the stuff that I'm asking for free, because I know I go into the meeting like this. Oh honey, dotted line, everything is mine. Let's go to video number 3. Let's hold on, let me close it up until video 3 where I don't go so easy. Follow me, come with me, listen. My book, the ebook, is going to be published very soon. Get on the mailing list. It's not going to be published publicly because this information is not for everybody. The information will be published privately to the people on my mailing list. The link is below the video. Click to see more information. The book is Lessons of a Motherless Child, 10 Most Crucial Secrets About Love, Sex, and Self-Esteem I Learned the Hard Way so that you don't have to. And the things that I talk about in this video, the things that I had to learn, the host is escaping. The things that I had to learn the hard way. And I want my lessons. I want the things I had to pay the dues to the School of Hard Knocks. Let my lessons, let the tuition I paid, get that in the book. First volume is on self-esteem. There's going to be 3 different books. First one has a worksheet, a manual, all of that to help you work through your self-esteem issues. Now I have 28 minutes before my next appointment. And remember, I have to change, so I got to do the video for guys. Hug me, hug me, hug me. Love, 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 love. I love you guys very much. Go out there and love one another, but most importantly, love yourself. Follow me on the net. Come below. Men, I need more of you to write to me so that I know what some of the issues are. I love you guys. Let me get out of here because I only have a certain amount of time. Time resource. Time resource. Okay, I love you. TonyaTko and I'm out. Come over to video number 3. We're going to be talking about the number 2 reason men get used. Lust. Peace.